There's a free and easy way of going from this to this. But if you also have this and this, then you need to pull the door panels to get to this. Today we're gonna do both. Not good. Better. This door here could use with a little push inwards. See, this one is better in terms of alignment. Seems like it's safe to say that the doors here need some work. These are the tools you'll need to adjust the door. A small hammer, which really isn't necessary but makes it a lot easier for the smaller adjustments. A T40 and some pry tool of some sort, in this instance just a small screwdriver. Now the first part about it, well, it has this kind of poor sound closing, but also the alignment is not perfect. And if you look closely, there's even very small alignment marks here. We'll just need to loosen the lower one as well. There. Let's try that. That sounds better. But it seems like it's still not completely perfect. Let's try and push it inwards a bit more. There. Sounds better. And I'd say this is about as close as we'll be able to get, I think. It does sound pretty good, and you do want it to actually close somewhat tight, because that also means it'll sit better against all the ceilings here. Let's compare it to the other side's sound. This one still sounds a bit different. But this is probably also part of what makes it sound not so good compared to this side here. You see? All right, for the next part here, I think we'll have to disassemble the door, remove the door panel to see what is going on here, but something's not right. 2 here, 3 there, then obviously some clips. Now these 3 here, it does help to have some light so that you can see where it's located. There. Then this. Now we should be able to pop the clips off. Sometimes it's easier to get it started with a plastic wedge of some sort. There. There. Good. Now there will be some wires here on the back. A little blue connector for a tweeter. The door handle. A speaker. And then we have this side mirror. I'll just place a finger inside here and push. There. And then there's a tiny blue connector. Pretty easy. And now the door panel is off. Okay, so I'm still not any wiser as to why this can bounce around so much. So let's remove this water vapor barrier thingy here. Power battery has been disconnected for at least 10 minutes. So let's just go ahead and remove this here. Good. Let's see if we can remove the glass. Then we'll also be able to maybe polish off some of those very fine scratches left by what I think is the outer part here. Looks to be a little dirty, but otherwise intact. How about now? Yeah, a lot more now. And now this one is accessible. Oh, and the other one is here. I've never actually done any of this, so I'm just really trying out. Okay, so apparently I forgot to press record, but it's literally inverted Torx size 7, which can be accessed once the window has gone down just a little through this hole here. Then you kind of push it out of the holder, and then you can actually just kind of lift it up like this. I think I'm just gonna try and clean the regulator now, and then these areas here as well. I believe this motor here has to come out first. There's a small clip here, connector here. Now that is off. Now we should be able to turn it clockwise there and then pull it out. And now the regulator should be able to be removed so that we can grease the tracks. There, 5. Should be 5 in total. There. Is this even doable? Yeah. Okay. I honestly think it's this one in here that needs to be replaced. Oh, there it is. I think the window slides inside this, or I'm pretty certain that it does. And I think this is part of the reason why the window is flopping about. These sliders here will clean these tracks off and then add a thin layer of some possibly silicone grease or some sort. But the issue with just using regular grease, kind of like this guy here before me did, is that this slowly collects a lot of dirt and then it suddenly stops moving as nicely as it did before. Soapy water, simply. No need to use harsh chemicals on rubber. Okay, so while it's not new, it is definitely cleaned now. Okay, now that it's clean, you can actually see some bare spots here where the window ride. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and keep using it, but now we know that this one is at least somewhat worn. Now we need to clean this. There's a lot of dirt here, especially in this area here, but I'll see if I can pick it up. There are tiny scratches in the surface. It's really hard to pick up on the camera though. That's it for the small scratches in the windshield. With all of these pieces here being somewhat cleaned, I think what we're going to try and do is spray some silicone spray inside this ridge here, and hopefully that'll also help with how the windows roll up and down. Like this. This one here we can't spray though, as it will just leave marks, streaks on the window. While this here, these tracks here, we should be able to cover with some white lithium grease. Well, that's at least what I've been told is the best. And then I'm just going to add a drop of PTFE lubricant on these rollers here. And now this should be ready for install. I have a feeling this won't be easy. Now, how did I actually get? I thought it would be a lot worse. And then we have this channel here, which is supposed to sit inside this channel here. Now if you look, it's a C channel, and I have a feeling that, I don't know if it'll work, but maybe if I use a plier here, like this, and just kind of pinch it together all the way up and down, maybe it will have the glass not tilt around so much. Just grab this plier here. Probably should have done this without the regulator in place, but there's still room, so it's okay. And then just squeeze it just a tiny bit. And then we'll try and install it, but to ease it a little bit, we'll just that'll make it a lot easier to actually get it in there. Channel is now in place. Yeah, I think it's in place, but there'll still be need for an adjustment, I figure. But let's just try and put it back together without the door cards and see what it looks like. I think that's it. Good. Already now there's less flex, so something has worked. Oh, it is less. Good. Now we're at the point where we need to adjust the window. You do that simply by screwing this loose here, clockwise actually, to get it loose. That way it will be able to slide inside the holder, but the rear adjustment here is what controls the up and down, and thus also the tilt. We'll just roll the window up first, right around there. It actually seems to be a very straight gap here, so I actually think we're lucky that we don't need to adjust it. So now it's time to assemble the door. Before I pop this door panel here, I've replaced these here with this style here, which has a small rubber isolator of some sort, which helps keep it firmly in place and not make any sounds when you, for instance, hit the door panel. So let's see how that works. This blue one through here. Better, but definitely not perfect. Better. It sounds a lot better. Much better sound when closing the door. And here. A lot better than before as well. Alright guys, that's it for this video here. I really just wanted to show you that you can get pretty far without spending any money and have a somewhat more enjoyable door, which is something you actually use each and every single time you either get into or out of the vehicle. So in my opinion, this actually does make sense to just spend a little bit time on, and I think I've probably spent 5 or 6 hours, but again, no money involved in this. Obviously, if we had spent some money, it'd be even better, but you can get pretty far without doing so. So that's all there is to it, really. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please consider liking or subscribing. Thank you for watching. Bye.